I'm Bob. I've never done this before in here, heard any of this before, so I'm going to make this up. Alright, so, and unfortunately also, I'm following the only other bicycle story of the evening. I have this killer opening line, and it's going to be this. They say that you never forget how to ride a bike, but I have personally found that is not true. Because I did. I forgot how to ride a bike once. And here's how that happened. It involves two kinds of transit, so hey, double points for me. It was 1988 that I first learned how to ride a bike. I was 7 years old in 1988. That makes me 30, so never mind. Because you're wondering, because I'm such a baby face with a fat guy. Anyway, not here with that. So, it was 1988 when I first learned how to ride a bicycle. And that's also the first year that that September I entered first grade. And I had perfect attendance all through first grade. I was there every single day until May 23rd. Because that was a field trip, and on that field trip day, right, we went to the Philadelphia Zoo, and I'll never forget that field trip. It changed my life because I broke my leg in the, it's actually a rather terrible bus accident. You might remember it, I'm sure. But we got my school bus. We're coming home from the Philadelphia Zoo, and we got hit by a double accordion bus, a SEPTA bus. So it ran into our school bus. And there were like 35 kids on that bus, and one got hurt. It was me. So, like, we were small enough that there were like 3 of us on this one brown bus seat. And the guy on my left got all fine, and the guy on my right got all fine, and I broke my femur. Which is, I was told at the time, yeah, somebody knows what a femur is. But, whole breaking your femur is kind of like breaking an aluminum baseball bat, which is not easy to do. I've tried since then, because I was told this when I was 8. So, it sticks with you forever and ever. So yeah, I broke it here, and I know this now because it hurts up here, like when it rains. So my girlfriend calls me Grandpa when I tell her that. Neither here nor there. So, I was the only kid that broke his leg. I was the only kid that broke anything. And the entire thing, I sued everybody. It was great. But, I got a cast. It was a full leg cast, the whole thing. One quick thing about that. When you're 7 years old and you get a cast, they try and teach you to walk with crutches. But a full leg cast probably weighs about 15 pounds. Or give or take. It was hard for me to estimate because I was 8. But it was sure hard for me to walk. So I got a walker instead of crutches. So I was a 8-year-old boy. I was an 8-year-old boy with a walker. That was my suggestion. It wasn't theirs. Because they try and teach you on these parallel bars. They're like, you just have to hold one and then the other, then one, then the other. I'm like, can I use that thing? And a walker. And they gave it to me. Because I'm persuasive. But, anyway. So, I didn't forget how to walk. That was good. So, really quick, I also got to ride in a wheelchair, which when you're 8 is awesome. And also, because this is the late 80s, this is 1989, this is roundabout when the disabilities, everything had to be, ramped. And so I used to go to church all the time, right? It's a long time ago. But when I went to church, they had this ramp. And they had just built it, and I was like, they built this for me! I am the king of this church. I was very proud. It was a really cool ramp, too. It had like a curve. That's cool. But they didn't, actually, as it turns out, a lot of older people went to church. Found that out later as well. So, the cast was on for like 6 months. By the way, again, I broke it in May. I also missed every day of school from May to the end of June, and I was so upset. Because that's very sad. Expected more of an all there, but all right. Not that kind of crowd. But yeah, so so the cast, it was on until the end of the summer, which meant, again, this summer of 1989, I was in a full leg cast the entire time, which was fun. I can tell you, that year, by the way, very hot. Didn't know that. So when I finally got the thing off, I had forgotten how to ride a bicycle. Because you can't ride a bike with a full leg cast, and I had just learned the year before. It was very sad. So I'm going to leave on this because I came up with this as a last line because I didn't expect to be telling this story this evening. On my left foot, something else, the only scar that I have from this was actually from the cast. The cast was inappropriately put on or some darn thing. So I got some weird mark, and it's on the back of my heel and it's on the front of my heel. And years later, I would use that, I would tell people I had stigmata, and I would hit on Catholics. And it never worked. Thank you.